right. Looks like we should be live. Let's give it just a little bit to let people get back in. I'm going to share the link.
You got anybody in the chat yet?
Not on my end of things. If anyone's in the chat, would you leave a comment? I'm going to look at the real YouTube.
They should post it in the telegrams.
Yeah, it's somebody right now. Okay, yeah, a couple people coming in. Welcome, welcome. We had to stop the last one because it started to get all glitchy, as things usually do when you start talking about good stuff. All right, Telegram.
Dude, I can't even go on live on Instagram anymore. I can't believe
I know, that's a bummer.
It was because I posted that Gary Gensler meme that has the F word in it, and they got super pissed.
You think it was just from cussing?
Yeah.
Oh, did you say it had the N word?
No, the F word.
Oh.
Derogatory name for a certain group. So now you know. Don't use that word on Instagram if you want to keep your account.
All right, I just posted. In your Telegram.
How many people were in the last one that got cut off?
Oh, we were a little bit under 50. Which my thing usually won't let me get above 50 with the shadow banning I have on my page. That's why I just made a new backup page.
Some people say they get notified when I make videos. Other people say they don't get notified. So I don't know how it works.
Sometimes I'll get notified with your videos.
They let enough people come and watch, so you're under the impression that you're not shadow banned, but it's kind of like they do it in an underhanded way.
Yeah. Okay, I'm almost done sharing this into Telegram.
Post it in the Steinberg group too.
Yeah.
You said we could post anything.
All the groups. All right, yeah, we're getting more people in here now. Hey, welcome people, welcome back. Good to see you, Smokey, Mystic, Wild Child, Oksana, Luis. Welcome. We're here with Zen God. If you guys don't know Zen, his channel is called Zen God, and he goes really deep into all things crypto, metaphysics, decoding, Mr. Poole, Peter Thiel, all the good stuff. And we're live right now looking at the XRP price charts. We're at, looks like $1.62, which is on the low side of things. It went all the way up to $1.66 in the last like half an hour. Let's see. Yeah, 162. I don't know if you heard, I was telling people that Femex Exchange relisted XRP recently. And Femex allows you to do leverage trading. So if anyone out there is feeling confident with their leverage trading abilities, it could be a good opportunity with XRP. But I was telling people too that I, in the beginning, lost a lot of money doing very noob level leverage trades and lost quite a bit of XRP.
Yeah, for now, people have been asking me like if I've been staking any of my coins on BitTrue or different things. And my stance is I don't want to get caught with my pants down, and I'm going to wait till Flare Finance comes in. And that's where I feel safe to start staking and making passive interest off my coin. So
yes,
that's my plan with everything as far as now. But really looking forward to Flare. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I was telling people too that I feel like the fact that you can stake your USD with Flare is going to be a huge turn on an invitation to new people in the crypto market, particularly like
Flare, I believe Flare is not trying to just be for, because if you watch Mikey, the guy, he says this is going to pull trillions of dollars from the traditional markets as well. So like the target audience for Flare isn't going to be just us crypto people. So it's, in the video how it says there's going to be a light, like the gods will give you an opportunity.
yes.
Well, that's fucking Flare, because if you don't put your USD in Flare, it's going to do the opposite. So that's like how we're going to save the financial system is Flare is a big part of it.
Yeah, so for all the people that have been asking both of us about exit strategies with XRP, I personally have been telling people that I don't really have one and that I'm going with the flow, and that a big reason for that is because of the ability to stake our XRP into FXRP and then on the Flare network and then make passive gains on that. So regardless if, like, even if we get this bull run and the utility bull run doesn't kick in, like let's say for another year or a couple more years, which I don't think is going to happen, but even if it does, we're still going to have the opportunity to make more XRP and US dollar if you want through your staked Flare or your staked XRP on Flare. And that's beautiful, by the way, wherever you're at. That looks great.
I think people are missing the point of what XRP actually is. Whenever people ask me that question, I simply say, I don't believe you actually understand what you own. So you should go and do some more research on what you actually own. I said, if you have an exit strategy, the only exit strategy you should have is an exit into something else, like an exit into owning your own business, an exit into owning your own property. Because what is the point of exiting into a dying currency like fiat? There is no point. So I'm super anti-exit plans.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I'll be honest with, I did have a new strategy in place where I have about a certain amount of coins to the side that I'm going to sell at $10. And this is just extra, a small little bit, but at $10, I'm going to sell that just to take my life to another level. I have some things I need to take care of. But that's it. The rest, 98% of my XRP, I'm waiting until the banks adopt it and it's universally accepted everywhere, or else you're selling it for undervalued.
Yep.
Or you're missing out on you're missing out on just free money. Be patient, get all your XRP, put it in the Flare, and live off the returns that you make from there. Like,
yes.
Don't touch it. That's like Warren Buffett shit right there.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
So people need to expand their thinking and think bigger and do more research on what they own instead of trying to figure out how fast they should sell it. That's not the question you should be asking. How can I own XRP the most excellent way versus how can I sell it to make a quick buck? We're not trying to sell XRP. We want to own it. There's a difference between being an owner and a flipper.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, like in my mind, I'm never going to have to sell it because already I have an uphold card on the way. A lot of you guys already have uphold cards. You can spend your XRP or whatever with that right now. So you don't even really need a cash out plan unless you are just going to try to flip it and make a quick buck. But like Zach's saying, that's not why we're in it. We're in it for the long term when you can actually pay for things with this. But even now you can do that. So if you guys don't have an uphold card and you're looking for that, I'd recommend getting one. It's super easy.
You can book hotels now with XRP.
Yeah, and flights and stuff too. Oh, we just got something.
XRP, it's like that. It's just like that saying, Bruce Lee, be like water. Water, you can flow with it. That's basically what XRP is. We're slowly seeing hotels, flights. Eventually, it's going to be real estate. It's going to be everything on the planet. So you could universally exchange XRP for another thing of value. And to me, fiat just isn't valuable right now. So the only thing I can see myself selling XRP for is like a land in Hawaii, a house in Sedona with you.
Yeah.
Like things like that. Other than that, I'm not selling XRP for cash. That's a waste.
Yeah, and we've talked about using our various altcoin holdings for that purpose, like XDC or whatever it
XDC,
is, for that purpose of using as kind of the cash out in the shorter term so that we can get the stability we're seeking on that kind of root chakra level, but then saving the prime generational wealth for the long term. Um, I'm on the
I'm
same
so
page with
glad you
that.
brought that up because that's going to be my next video on a mastermind on the mindset of building a portfolio. So I think that's something that I haven't covered that is really important because there is a strategy, a mindset behind every single coin in my portfolio, and each one has a different purpose. And XRP's purpose is different than XDC's purpose in my life. So XDC is playing an entirely different role in my long-term strategy than XRP. So you brought up a great point. But yeah, what have you been talking about? I joined a little bit earlier and I went on a little walk, but what have you been talking about today on the stream?
We were talking a lot about kind of touching on the galactic connection with how crypto, it particularly with me, has guided me through this kind of healing process, and like how like one of the things is self mastery with emotional reactivity, and really learning how not to. I was talking about how a lot of these large not XRP, large cryptocurrency content creators talk about, and financial advisors talk about removing the emotions from the equation and emotional mastery and that kind of stuff. And I was just giving my own 2 cents about how I feel like we're like, some people say we're supposed to shut off the emotions when it comes to investments and financial stuff, shut off the emotion and just go pure logic and rationale. And I was saying that I feel like there is a divine balance between the two, and that it's not about shutting off the emotions, but it's about learning about self mastery and really knowing the self in terms of emotional reactivity, and not allowing our reactions, our emotional reactions, to be the one guiding the ship, the one steering the ship of our vessel. And how, on the other side of things, if we totally shut it off, we're also cutting ourselves off from a certain level of divine intuition and emotional intelligence that, when used correctly, combined with like the left brain logic rational side of things, can really turn us into like true super beings of discernment and cognition, and understanding what we're doing with our energy in our environment, in this case, investments and cryptocurrency and that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, 100% agree. Some people, they try to pretend some things don't exist, and pretending something doesn't exist doesn't make it not exist. It's still there. So just by saying take your emotions out of the equation, that sounds good, but we're emotional beings. You
Exactly.
can't tell a human not to be emotional because emotions are what drives us to either do something productive or do something deconstructive. So people have been trained to think in terms of good or bad. That's the old world, good or bad thinking. And what you have to learn is, in this quantum world, Mr. Pool 17, all these things are forcing us. School is not going to teach us to think quantumly. So we have to do these positive psyops to get people to learn how to think quantumly. And in quantum, it's not this or that. It's not good or bad. It's, okay, I could have emotions and I could be logical and I could be a successful investor, all interconnected. So you're 100% correct. And actually, the more you learn about your emotions and your emotional intelligence, the better you're going to learn how you operate and the more successful you'll be. So that's a great topic. And I've been drinking some wine, so I'm super hyped and excited for everything, and
Is it that
hyped to be on this stream. So
is it wild tonic?
yeah, so I don't normally drink like beer or any type of alcohol. The main thing I drink is this wild tonic when I want to celebrate, because it's actually, I don't know if it's exactly healthy, but it's a way better alternative because it's like what the ancient people used to drink. It's fermented blackberries, it's fermented lavender, and it's made with like honey. It's basically kombucha, and you ferment it long enough and it creates an alcohol effect. So you actually get a lot of probiotics, a lot of health benefits while you're having fun. So
Yeah, the probiotic, that's like a huge, that stuff is really the only alcohol I can drink without feeling sick these days. The wild tonic in particular.
dude, in college, I used to just be able to drink like alcohol from the bottle, and then now I can't drink regular alcohol. Like, it doesn't even make me feel good. It lowers my vibe, and it kind of makes me feel a little bit sick. So I don't drink alcohol anymore. But this stuff I like. It actually makes me feel a good vibe.
Yeah. It's like light and bubbly and nice. And you know that stuff too, they make it right here next to Sedona. So you're getting
Dude,
those
yeah,
vibes.
Sedona has a lot of my favorite stuff. You guys have my favorite spring water there too from Oak Creek Canyon. They
Mm.
have like amazing mineral water from that creek. Yeah, you guys have so much amazing stuff there.
Do you
I can't
buy
wait to
it
go back.
do you buy it bottled, the creek water or the spring
Yeah,
water?
Whole Foods. At Whole Foods, they sell Sedona water, and
Nice.
I try to buy that as much as it's expensive, but I try to buy it as much as I can because it's some high quality shit.
Dang, I haven't even seen that here. That's funny.
Yeah, it's a really fancy glass bottle, and it's from Sedona. Yeah, it's amazing.
Okay, so
I posted a video link in the Telegram about basically quantum theory, and a lot it kind of verifies everything we've been talking about controlling the timeline. And in that is a whole study about water, and it's really cool. Have you heard about that?
are you talking about like Emoto's work?
Yeah, Emoto's work about water and how it affects the body.
Yes. Like the crystallization of the intent of the brain and the emotional intent on the energy of the water.
Yeah, yeah. So that Sedona water, I really get a powerful like charge from that water, and I think it's connected to that whole crystallization because it's straight up from glass. It's not in bottles or anything like that.
Yeah, if you guys if you ever come, well, especially you, but anyone else, if you ever come to Sedona, there's a water store here that's owned by friends of ours. It's called Sedona Waterworks, and they're like the local watering hole of Sedona. Like everybody gets their water there, and it's the kind where you know you bring in your 5 gallon jug and fill it up, but you can get glass, and they have all sorts of cool sacred geometry etched into the glass and all sorts of different options. And it's more like a ascension store that is also the watering hole, which is pretty cool.
Hey, a bunch of people are saying the link's not working in Telegram.
Uh-oh. Maybe that's the old link. Let me go check. Is this
How many people we have on?
about 50?
You have 50 people?
Yeah.
Shit.
Let's
What's
see.
up, guys?
The link is working
What
on
do you guys
my end.
want us to talk about? You want us to switch? We're talking about random things. You want us to talk about XRP? You want us to talk about
All right, I have
what
a
do you guys want
few.
to talk about?
Here's a few random questions I'll pull that you can answer from the chat. Someone said, Gelato22 says, in the future, will the price go up gradually or flip of switch? I think you want to take that one.
What would you like it to do? What do you want? What do you want it to do? Because at the end of the day, we control the timeline. And at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself what the definition of a lot is. Because yesterday I posted, let's see if XRP hits $96 by April of 2022. And someone responded in the Telegram going, I hope it doesn't take that long. And my thought is, if 1 year from today, XRP is $96, holy fuck, that's a huge win. I'll never see those returns in the stock market, ever. I'll never see those returns in the stock market. But that's not good enough for some of these people now because we've been so programmed $2,000, $2,000. XRP is definitely worth $2,000 a coin in the future. However, I want to make sure to keep everybody's I don't want to get your hopes too high so that if we do hit $96 a year from now, I want you to think of that as a huge win, not as this is taking too long. That's pretty freaking fast.
Yeah.
However, this is what I'll say. With all the news that I'm seeing, with everything happening with Arizona, everything happening with Lindell, Mike Lindell talking about the time cops and the NSA and crazy shit. I believe the only reason why 46 JB Grandpa Joe has any type of anything right now because he has one job, and that one job is to destroy and to crash. I got to look around who's around me. Destroy and crash this economy. That's the only reason why he's there. Trump told you at the last debate that's what his job was. He's going to destroy the economy. That is the precipice. We rolled out blockchain not only to save out the election, we rolled out blockchain to save the financial system. and it will be like a flip of the switch. It's going to be everything crashes, the Phoenix rises, XRP $2,000, just the beginning is what I'm thinking. But then again, if we have to wait a year, it's $96 next year. That's still a huge win. So that's what I'll say with that.
Yeah, well
Hopefully
said.
I don't confuse you, but it's double meanings. It could be this and that. We don't know what's going to happen.
And one thing I've been thinking recently along those lines is that, if any one of us are out there wondering why it hasn't mooned already, I think that we are likely the ones manifesting the cheaper prices right now with the subconscious intention to be able to buy it so cheap. I keep hearing my like future version of myself reaching back out to this version of me being like, just keep buying more while you can. Like, this is such a blessing. Like, you don't even know. And I feel like it's us on another level that, we, like you say, we control the timeline, which is 100% true. And I think it's literally us keeping the prices down. And whenever we collectively feel we are ready and we have that tipping point of the, like, 100th monkey effect, collective consciousness being like, all right, now is the time when it's best for everybody, then it's going to happen.
Well, you notice how I started out the question with, when would you like it to moon? Because
exactly, that's really
what I was getting at. But not everyone's ready for that conversation. So you're 100% correct. As it's what's going to happen is the flip of the switch is not just about the financial system. That's what people don't know. The story of Cornelius in the Bible and Peter, basically there's going to be a moment of like wash the water where holy baptism takes place. This sounds insane. I've just been researching it. But it's like overnight also can mean the collective consciousness will wake up overnight once we have enough soldiers with this mentality. So collective consciousness wake up to say, hey, we're not going to wear masks anymore. We're not going to do this bullshit. Collective consciousness also wakes up realizing the value of XRP, and we control and we can decide when XRP gets implemented. So you're 100% correct. Yeah. I believe that 100,000%.
All right. So somebody says, please explain how to store XRP once it moons, aka where to hold it. My quick answer would be that, it should be the same. I mean, your security should be the same at this price versus $1 million probably. But self-sovereignty is really the way to go as far as don't hold it on exchanges. Try to hold it on a hard wallet of your personal choosing that you feel is a good match for you. I was telling people today I got my Descent wallet in the mail today. If the green screen doesn't blur it out. But yeah, my Descent wallet came, and I also use a Ledger Nano. My personal kind of strategy with how to properly keep track of stuff is to disperse funds over a few different wallets. That way, if one wallet, gets compromised, you're not compromising your entire savings. And that's just my go-to. You have anything to add on to that?
David Schwartz, Arthur Brito are in the process and created a company called PolySign, which is going to help with the adoption and safety of cryptocurrencies. Right now, there's a lot of risk. So, for example, if you lose your private keys, you're fucked. But they're coming up with a new system so that way it's going to be easy and safe for all grandparents, elderly people. Everybody will be able to have their XRP with PolySign. But that's on the hush hush.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. So where did you hear that from?
Well, they give you enough information that you could put the clues together. Sorry, someone keeps calling me. But basically, PolySign is a adoption. People keep calling.
Yeah, you're a popular guy.
It's going to help with the adoption. And I don't know if it's going to be for low-level people like us, but it's definitely going to be for like high-level institutes like the IMF and banks and shit. But probably us, because we're going to be one of those high-level people once the shit moons.
Heck yeah.
So that's what I'll add to everything that you said, because I agree with everything you said.
Clayton says Biden is part of the controlled demolition of our economy. I think we just
touched on that. We just said that.
Yep. Someone says, I don't have any XRP. I only recently started investing in Bitcoin. Should I start buying XRP? Is it too late to jump in? What do you think? Is it too late?
Well, can you go to any store in the world right now and use XRP? You talk to a bank and say you're going to pay them in XRP, they'll laugh at you, right? So what does that tell you? Are you early or are you late?
Yeah, that's a great point. And as far as regulatory clarity too, we haven't even seen regulatory clarity in the US. So I'd say
it's like buying Tesla look at the charts when Tesla was going through the lawsuit with SEC. Then look at the charts of Tesla after the lawsuit. That's the exact example of asking the question if you're early.
Someone says, take your doggy Doge profits and run. LOL. Hey, did you see, maybe it was you that posted this, but someone, I didn't look too much into it aside from this, but I saw a picture someone posted of the Three Gorges Dam potentially having like a huge leak. Did you hear anything about that?
Yeah, I seen it. It looks like it was like almost like flooding, but the only thing is I've been seeing those pictures for like 2 years now. So like I don't know what to take from those anymore. So like I was thinking the Three Gorges Dam was gonna break like a year ago.
It's one of those things it's so tough to like figure out what the truth of the matter is.
Well, that's going to be I think that's another thing what you're saying. Like it's waiting for the collective consciousness to finally like accept this, be done with this old world. It's really going to take us to really just on the flip of a switch to say, okay, I'm done with this bullshit. I think everything will just happen.
Yeah. Yeah. And for you guys that don't know what the Three Gorges Dam is, it's the largest dam in the world. I'm pretty sure it's the largest modern man-made structure aside from maybe like the pyramids. And it's in China, and supposedly the majority of Bitcoin mining operations are at the base of the Three Gorges Dam and potentially powering the Bitcoin operations. So of course we've both talked about this metaphor of the dam breaking, and that's been something that's even been a part of the 17 culture for years. The idea of the dam is breaking, and then now we have the concept of the liquidity and the wave of liquidity, and Mr. Poole posting about tsunamis and big waves. And there was the Mr. Poole post recently of the fishermen who were almost hit by I don't know if it was like a mini tsunami or what, but in Greenland. Did you see that one?
Yeah, and there's a lot of significance to everything happening in Greenland and up there in those northern poles. So that wasn't a coincidence that he's posted multiple times that whole region.
Yeah.
But going back to add on to what you were saying to the Three Gorges, they give you guys a metaphor to imagine what it's like. You need to watch the Two Towers of Lord of the Rings. Basically, the way they win the war is they break the dam and this water floods this really corrupt city in Lord of the Rings. That Three Gorges Dam is Wuhan, basically. That's where all this bullshit is happening. So It's really symbolic compared to Lord of the Rings.
Yup. Yeah, I was just guided to watch those all a couple months ago, like all 6 Lord of the Rings, which is like 3 hours each. It's a lot of time, but it makes sense now. This is like November or something. I felt called to watch
because
them all.
who ends up winning the war? People that help win the war are actually the hobbits. Who are the hobbits? The little people, the underdogs. Who are the underdogs in this story? The digital soldiers like you and me, like these little guys that shouldn't be the ones that help defeat the One Ring to rule them all, but they do. So it's very symbolic with everything.
Yeah, totally. Let's see where we're at price-wise right now. Oh, it's $3.33, and it looks like we might be breaking out of the little correction, potentially. Or $1.64. Pretty good. I'm going to try to make this price bigger for you guys to see. This is a pretty good setup. This was cleaner than I expected, but I as far as the live stream setup. I might try the Zoom like you do directly sometime and see how that goes compared to this. But what's nice about this is I can get the price chart up. Hey, that looks beautiful. It's funny how so many of us are being called to the desert at these times.
Yeah, bro. This area is really, like I told you, there's a lot of history in this whole Grand Canyon, Sedona, this whole area. There's a lot of stuff, and we won't learn about it in the history books.
Yeah, so let's touch on that again, since I think we started to cut out when you were talking about that. So Zach, we're starting to talk about like the Grand Canyon and how it connects to the gold and the idea of the phoenix. And was it Teddy Roosevelt that you were mentioning with the Grand Canyon initially, or was it FDR?
It's funny that you brought up Teddy Roosevelt, because unconsciously, when I was first digging this information, that's who I Googled first. But it actually is not Teddy Roosevelt. Teddy Roosevelt played some roles in other things, but it's actually Woodrow Wilson.
Oh, Wilson. Gotcha.
So, yeah, I'm going to tell this story, and then my phone may go out, so this will be the last story.
For sure.
So how many people are on the stream?
We got 48 right now.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining this, but this is going to be the coolest story of that I can share that I've been researching, and then I'm going to be out of here. So I am on vacation. Okay, so basically, we've all heard the stories about the Vatican gold. We're like, oh my gosh, we have the gold, right? What if that wasn't the real prize? What if that's just a small portion of the real prize? So in 1912, there's an article by the New York Times, and we all agree New York Times is credible, right? That's like one of the most credible newspapers in the past 100 years. Not anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are they credible anymore?
But back then, yeah. But back then, well, who knows?
Yeah.
But anyway, so they say there's an article where they found more gold that ever existed on Earth. So imagine all the gold that we ever mined from ancient times till 1912 didn't equal the amount of gold that we discovered in the Grand Canyon. So this is 1912. Now, what happened was Woodrow Wilson at that time, because the dollar was backed by gold, he was nervous about giving this information out to the world, and they ended up handing these locations to the federal government, because if they were to release all this gold, it was going to astonish the world. It was going to shock everybody. That's how much gold was in there. But the problem was our money supply was backed by gold. So the law of supply and demand is, let's just say that today, if we found 1 trillion pounds of silver is probably going to go all the way down to $5. It's going to go down to nothing. So the same thing would have happened back then. Our dollar would have been crushed. So Woodrow Wilson named the Grand Canyon a national park and made a lot of the Grand Canyon off limits to people. There's actually like Marines there that guard certain areas of the Grand Canyon, and people have all types of stories about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know much about that, so I'm getting winded. But basically, Woodrow Wilson goes out, gives this huge speech saying, hey, the Grand Canyon is one of the most remarkable places in the world. We have to save the Grand Canyon for future generations. We have to save this for our kids, so they can live in the greatness of America. So basically, they're saving that gold for when the country needed it the most, because back then, we didn't need an economic boost. We were already the most powerful country in the world back then. So now is the time when our country needs an economic boost most. We're losing power in the world faster than ever. Our dollar is losing power faster than ever. So this would be the time that we would be able to open this up for us, so that way we could live in a really powerful country again, and the most wealthy country that ever existed, because we have more gold than anyone else on the planet right in your state, Jace, in the Grand Canyon. And that's a gift. That's why a few weeks ago, they had that big Egyptian 22 memorial, that whole ritual. I believe it was asking permission to the Egyptian gods to access that Egyptian gold in the Grand Canyon. So what else is happening in the Grand Canyon right now? the voting audits. People are auditing the votes. The 17 highway, Phoenix. So Grand Canyon became a national park 1919. 1919, the mirror of that is 91, 91. 91 equals a Phoenix. Everything connects. Also, so I've heard about this story forever. I started to connect the dots that Trump's entire presidency from 2016 to 2020, he was taunting them about the Grand Canyon. He was sending archaeologists, he was sending researchers to research for I can't do this. Hold on. uranium. So he was telling everyone he's searching for uranium. Biden in his campaign was vowing to end the research. Everybody was writing how horrible it would be to the environment, how the Native Americans would be pissed if Trump did anything research for uranium there. They were didn't want him to know anything about Trump knows what's at the Grand Canyon. It's the gold. And that connected everything for me, because now it's like, okay, we have more gold than anyone else in the world. That means when we go to Bretton Woods, we make the rules, we call the shots. And it's going to be, all that gold there is going to be connected to the XRP, everything we've been talking about. That was a huge missing link. I just made a whole video decoding it. And I don't know how I got this information. It all just came to me like a lightning bolt. You could probably feel it in my voice. I'm super excited to share this information with you guys, because it honestly blew me away when I found this out. Like, it has to have some type of relevancy. And I haven't really seen too many. I've seen like a few people connect these dots. So I want to make sure that we get this information out to more Anons to connect some more dots, because that's how it works.
Yes. You guys go watch Zach's video on his channel, his last one, if you haven't seen it. There's a lot of great dots connected. And it's so funny because, like, you know, here where I am, I'm pretty much exactly geographically between those two spots, between the Grand Canyon and Phoenix. And the Grand Canyon has been something that's been calling Alexis and I for a couple months, but we haven't made it out there yet. But maybe when you come out here, we'll have to do a Grand Canyon trip too.
Dude, Adam went after we were talking about it. Adam went this weekend. I've been called to go there for about a year, and I keep not going. So yeah, I got to go, man.
Now, have you been there before?
I went when I was about 8th grade. And I only went to like the viewpoints, nothing special, but.
Hey, that one viewpoint, that's actually probably the most special spot, at least in connection to this stuff. They have like the Isis temple, and the so if you go to the South Rim, which is like the main spot, the visitor center at the South Rim, it's at that location right at the overlook that you can see Isis temple, Shiva temple, Buddha temple. They're named after all these ancient gods, and they're all their own like structures that are like, they could literally be their own cities in the Grand Canyon. It's so big. And I believe it was in the Isis temple that guy in the 1920s found that Egyptian related stuff. I'm pretty sure it was in the Isis, near the Isis temple structure. So the fact that it's like right there, like you wouldn't expect that. When I learned that, I thought that it was going to be deep in the Grand Canyon, like somewhere you couldn't see. But you don't expect to go to the visitor center and go to the spot where they funnel you to, and then you're just looking at those super sacred sites that potentially have all this gold and other ancient relics and information and culture. And
dude, yeah, well, they hide things in plain sight. The more I learn, the more I see them do that, because who's gonna connect those dots? They've lied about history. No one connects the dots between Grand Canyons and Egyptians. Like, so they expect people to be dumb and ignorant, and that's why it's up to people like us to change the paradigm to get people to start thinking again, because that doesn't make no sense that the Native American territory had all these names after Egyptian temples and Buddhas, and it's insane.
Yeah.
And well, some people, there's all types of stories about the Grand Canyon, and it's truly a remarkable landmark that I believe all these national parks, all these federal government land, they have either mineral or resources or freak things. What's that documentary, Missing 411?
Yep, that's a good one. Yeah, David Pallades, I think. Yep. Yeah, a lot of people.
There's stuff going on at all these national parks.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen the Missing 411 documentaries, those are really something crazy. David Pallades documents all the missing people in the national parks and doesn't really make solid conclusions, which is good. It's not like he's trying to tell you it is definitively something, but presents all the data and information that shows that there is definitely major anomalies. One of the things I remember is that a lot of these people that are missing in national parks internationally, like a majority of them, from what I understand, are German, and usually some kind of scientist in their career path. And that kind of plays into some of the theories about these German breakaway groups that, this is getting into a whole different thing, but, the idea that there are these breakaway civilizations that certain groups of humans over the ages, whether it's thousands of years ago or 100 years ago or 50 years ago, that there are groups that have figured out how to break away from society in terms of money and social and energy and transportation and that kind of stuff. And
well, I'll say this, man. The more you research, the more questions you're going to have, and the more rabbit holes unravel. So, I mean, nothing surprises me. Nothing is a shock to me no more. So, wasn't there some like German Nazi civilizations in like South America that were still even live today?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and they're still constantly finding those U-boats, like all over the place, and a couple of them they found filled with like tons and tons of liquid mercury, which liquid mercury connects to some of these anti-gravity technologies and the ability. Well, gold as well. It's the alchemy in like all sense from like anti-gravity to turning them into gold, and then the crossover of the two is when the Nazis were trying to make these free energy craft, the Die Glocken, they accidentally were turning a ton of the mercury into solid gold. And that's kind of, I've heard some of the origin of a lot of these hidden Nazi gold treasures is that when they were trying to, because basically my understanding, you take the mercury and you spin it at a really high rotation, and then you supercharge it with millions of amps of electricity. And if it's done in the right cycle and the right energy amount, it creates an anti-gravity effect. But if the math is a little off, then you can turn it into other elements. And so they were getting gold as a byproduct of trying to do this process. And then I think that unlocked all these ancient understandings of gold, of mercury and gold, and how they're alchemically connected, and how you can turn one base metal into other base metals, and all that kind of hidden knowledge. Man, your background looks so much like Sedona. It's funny. Your place is pretty similar.
Well, somebody left a comment on my Grand Canyon video basically saying that she didn't believe that rivers created the Grand Canyon. She believed like a huge like lightning storm like cracked the earth and created the Grand Canyon. And basically saying that the lightning, when it hit the Grand Canyon, the lightning plus mercury creates gold, I heard. So like, that could be contributed to the massive amounts of gold in the Grand Canyon. And here's one more connection. So the story of El Dorado. Okay? Watch the Disney Channel movie, the story where they're looking for the lost city of gold, El Dorado. What river is flowing through the Grand Canyon? The Colorado. Very similar. It's got to be connected, in my opinion. El Dorado, gold, and the Colorado sounds almost the same. And I'm going to lose battery right now, but tomorrow at the round table, so you can start thinking, I want to talk a lot about gold. Because everyone's talking about the golden age. So why is gold going to be so valuable in this new age? It can't just be because of the dollar being devalued. We were believing gold would be about $35,000 an ounce. So we're moving to the quantum age, and quantum computers require gold. You had to have gold in the chips of these quantum computers, like the IBM. It's all gold. That's why controlling gold is so, because whoever controls gold can make the biggest, most powerful quantum computers, and we're moving to the quantum age. So that's why gold is becoming more valuable than like almost anything on Earth. And all the Federal Reserve telling you not to buy. It's just a speculative asset. There's no value to it. So yeah, Jace, if you have any cool things to add in about gold or ancient civilizations or the power of gold or anything, let's talk about that tomorrow.
Dope. That sounds good. Well, I will let you go, and I'll see you tomorrow on the roundtable.
Yeah, enjoy the live stream and have fun, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. I'll see you soon.
All right, peace.
Peace out. All right, you guys. Good stuff. If you don't already follow Zach, you can follow him at the Zen God YouTube channel. And yeah, we are actually just starting to pump again. So here we go. Getting another pump. We can do a Q&A here too. If you guys have any random questions, we can keep going. I think I've got a little bit more energy left in me. I'm going to try to clean up this real quick. And I am starting to get a little tired. It's been streaming for like 4 hours since noon. All right. Let me get the normal camera back up. Now I'm just knight of round table. Here we go. Oh, I don't have any it's raw and real. There's no effects. That's funny. Man. Yeah, this scene, I don't know if I can just swap over to my other scene. Let me try it. Let's see. We're going to test this. If the stream just cuts out, then that'll be it. But oh, are we still going? Did it work? I have to double check. If that worked, then that's awesome. It did work. Well, that's good to know. That means I can just swap over in the middle of videos like this. Cool. We're back in paradise, you guys. On the beaches with the seagulls. This is my pet seagull. His name is Frederick. All right, let's get the pump and the music back up because we're starting to pump again. We're getting in. We're gonna hit $1.70, you guys. Let's do it. Got to get the music back. There we go. Uh-oh. Technology, you know. Technology. Come on, we got to pump it up. I really want to play the Pump It Up song. But they're going to copyright me. Why is this not working? There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. Pump it. All right, let's get the music going. Whew. It's a good day. Shout out to everybody who's been on here the whole time. Thanks again, Zach, for coming on. That was fun. Make sure you follow him, Zen God, if you don't already follow him. And every Sunday, Zach and me and a group of other awesome guys, we do a round table, if you haven't seen it, called The Knights of the Golden Age, or The Knights of the Round Table. And that's over on Zen's channel. I think most of you have probably seen it, but for the few that haven't. Oh, okay, sounds like our friend Z is singing right now. I'll play some of her divine singing codes. Oh, whoa. What did I just do? Uh-oh. Wow, I just opened it up in the chat. I didn't even know I could do that. Uh-oh. think she just stopped singing. If she sings again, I'll put her back on. We're pumping again, you guys. It's happening. Aaron's here again. Yay, Aaron. So this is the 5-minute chart that I'm on. It's looking real clean, you guys. It's looking like a clean breakout. It's fun. I never thought I'd be doing this. It's the funny part. Never thought I was going to be a chart guy. A guy who went on YouTube and looked at charts. But, you know, the universe is a funny place. So, once we get past this $2 mark, then we're really free. All right, so we broke out of these two sideways trends, obviously, looking like we're having a clean parabolic breakout. But our final level of resistance before all-time highs is this kind of $1.80 dollar. It's like $1. It's like basically from here up to $2 is the range that we're going to be testing. So, I guess it's just based on our collective vote, you know? If we're collectively ready, it's going to happen. If not, then we weren't ready for it yet. And we will be blessed to buy more at cheaper prices. Look how clean that is, though. I love seeing a good parabolic breakout like that. Hopefully it keeps going. But this is that next hour when I was like, hey, the next hour is going to tell a lot. That's right now. Pump it. I saw Laura in here for a sec. I'm not sure if I said hi or not, but hi, Laura. Laura has an amazing show called 1 Foot in 5D. Space Force News. And Aaron Kuhn in here has an amazing show with Tyler called Journey to Truth. If you guys haven't seen it. Oh. Wrong page. I was going to look up. Earthworth just said, have you seen this rocket fuel blockchain? I have not, but I'm going to look it up right now. Rocket fuel. I'll have to look into it. You guys, I'm so excited for domains on Flare. I recently just purchased an unstoppable domains domain for divine sovereign beings. And if you don't know what that is, they're basically decentralized domains. So imagine being able to create your own website on a decentralized domain where no one can take it down because it's just you. There's no centralized service company that can do what, you know, they did to Parler and take them down or whatever. So in addition to that, what's cool about these domains is that you can send crypto there from, if you have a supporting wallet, you can send crypto of any kind to the .crypto address, like divinesovereignbeings.crypto, hypothetically, and be able to just send it there without having to like look up the particular, you know, XRP or Bitcoin or whatever. So, by the way, can you guys hear me? Is the music like way too loud? I can turn it down a little bit. So what's really cool about that is, like, obviously, you know, the advantage of having decentralized website, and then at the same time, people can send you money straight to your website. So imagine just being able to send money to your friend's website directly, right? And it doesn't matter what currency it is. So that's really cool, except that this service called Unstoppable Domains is built on Ethereum. And as you know, you guys probably know, I'm not too fond of Ethereum. And particularly the fees are really a pain in the butt and make it not accessible to the average person unless you have like tens of thousands of dollars. Okay, good. You can hear me. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Claudette. Johnny. So with Flare, they're going to be bringing a similar domain service, but with all the beauties that Flare is going to bring to the table with DeFi. So it's going to be super cheap, decentralized, of course, and way more accessible probably than the Ethereum based services. So I got the unstoppable domains just to test it and try it. But yeah, Rage domain is on Flare. Yeah, so this is a decentralized application being built on the Flare networks that will allow for the creation of decentralized domains. And if you want to look up unstoppable domains to get an example, here, I'll look it up for you guys to show you. One sec. So this is unstoppable domains. You can also use it as an investment opportunity to buy high profile. It's like the .com boom all over again, right? So like, you know how like big .coms ended up going for potentially millions of dollars or like, you know, thousands. So you could buy like coin.crypto, you could buy store.crypto, you could buy altcoins, you could buy, I saw golfing.crypto for like 5,000. So these generic things are potentially good investment opportunities, but that's more like a side thing if you're interested in that. It's cool that now Opera, Chrome, Firefox, and Brave have supportive features built in, which means typically if you weren't using one of these, you wouldn't be able to visit a .crypto domain. But Chrome, Firefox, and Brave have official extensions that you download that will allow you to visit a .crypto website natively. And what I mean by that is being able to just go to your browser and type in like cosmicorigins.crypto, right? Which is, it will be coming. divinesovereignbeings.crypto. That's the one I bought. And imagine being able to do that natively on the browser without an extension, and that's what Opera's just enabled. So this is something that will definitely be coming for the larger mainstream browsers, but these are pretty much your top ones right here: Brave, Chrome, Firefox, Opera, maybe Safari. But yeah, again, there are limitations with the fact that it's built on Ethereum with like fees and all that kind of stuff. So I'm very excited for when Flare creates their, let me rephrase that. I'm very excited for when Flare launches and this company, this third-party group, creates their version of this that will be based on Flare instead of on Ethereum. Oh, we're gonna break up to $1.65. We're still going up. And then on Flare 2, we were looking at NFTs, it said here. Flare is also going to have NFTs. So like I'm trying to get into NFTs. I want to start creating with NFTs. But again, Ethereum is not, doesn't work well with me. You know, I'm not really a millionaire right now. So Ethereum is, like I said, isn't really practical for small type investors, because you could spend $50 and then pay $55 on fees, which is just ridiculous. So NFTs, which are non-fungible tokens, which for those of you new to that, that is the idea of uniquely minted cryptos for specifically for pieces of art. People are selling digital and physical art with an NFT. I'm even thinking about the idea for the conference that we'll be hosting, giving everybody an NFT as their ticket, which that's my idea. I'm not sure if we'll be able to actually make it happen, especially, you know, with the Ethereum-based NFTs. But if Flare is out by then, I think it would definitely be doable. And what I see is giving people an NFT as their ticket. And not only is it your proof of ticket, it's a proof on the blockchain that this is your ticket to the event, but then it's a collectible. So if these events or Divine Sovereign Beings or whatever end up being a really big thing in the world, becoming big, popular, whatever, those NFTs could be worth a lot of money within themselves. So it gives the idea of not only are you buying the ticket like you normally would for an event, but then you're also investing in the potential, you're investing in the idea of what the event is. And if this event ends up becoming a larger series of events or whatever, I'm not just talking about with me, I mean in general, anyone who does this idea, it's like you're investing in the energy itself. And then if those, you know, if they become popular, then the NFTs will become lucrative and highly traded because there's only a limited amount. So you could, you know, potentially 10, 20 years down the road, sell your event ticket for maybe thousands of dollars or more. Like that's, you know, that potential is there. Earthworth, can you rephrase what you're saying? I don't understand. You said if you don't want to grab the website, you can do the whole pay me plus. Pump it, guys. We are one says 180 today. Let's go. Okay, CH says I'd really like to know more about NFTs. So picture a uniquely minted coin, but in crypto form, and that's an NFT. And that's just kind of the beginning. It's a way to provide a digital certificate for art, both digital and physical. So this can apply to, of course, digital content being created online, whether it's digital music, you know, here's a good example. It'll give musicians the rights to their recordings, if you know, if they choose so. It will give digital receipts and proof of ownership to anything that is involved in the digital world. But you can apply physical things to it. Like if I wanted to sell this really cool crystal I got here, which I'm not going to sell because it's really cool and I like it. But if I did want to sell this really cool crystal, I could make an NFT for it, and I could send you the crystal and then also send you the NFT digitally. And then that NFT will be attached to this crystal. You know, obviously, like tangibly, there's nothing attached to it and that kind of stuff. But in the digital world, it has a receipt for it. And so if you were to ever sell this crystal after I sell it to you, you would sell it with the NFT as well, and it would be like, it would keep track of that item over the course of its lifetime in the financial sense. So you can really kind of expand the mind on how that would play out with individual art and sovereignty and creations and all that good stuff. Oh, you're talking about like donations, Earthworth? Pay me.plus. I have not heard of that. Oh, that's really interesting. I have not heard of that. I will, it's crypto and PayPal and stuff? Huh. That's cool. I'll have to look into that. Well, yeah, for now, if you guys do want to donate to this stream and this channel, you can do so either with crypto, or you can send PayPal to paypal.me/dsbeings @dsbeings. Those are the two ways you can donate to the channel and this cause and this energy. But yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna take a deeper look into that, Earthworth. I'm loving all the emojis. Keep it going. It's a party. Tidal wave. This is really bullish right now. Like, healthy wicking, in my opinion. And it's not even really wanting to correct too much. I mean, if this parabolic trend continues, we could have the next candle be exponentially higher, but it might have a little bit of a pullback. But it's looking like we might springboard out from here. This is the 15-minute chart. Okay, so CH, for getting and creating your own NFTs, I'm not very knowledgeable about that. I haven't actually created my own, But I would recommend just going on YouTube and looking up how to create your own NFTs. And one website that I know of is OpenSea.io. I guess they are the largest NFT marketplace. But you can create your NFTs on here, like as simple as, wow, this music is crazy, you guys. Man, I'm sweating from this music. You can, like, I think upload it is a super simple way. I'm pretty sure you can upload a picture and then just make it into an NFT. And the cool thing about NFTs is you don't have to have just one. You can create as many as you want. So if it's not for a particular physical item, you can make, like, you know, 100 or 1,000 or 10,000 NFTs. And that's my understanding. And then, you know, they become a limited circulation collectible type of thing, like baseball cards or Pokemon cards or that kind of thing. So as far as games too, like card games and collectibles, it's going to revolutionize that too. I know a guy who just turned his Oracle deck into NFTs. My friend Sharam just he has this amazing Oracle deck. Let's see if you want to check out his page. He's on Instagram as Alien Symbology. AlienSymbology.com as well. Alien Symbology on Instagram or AlienSymbology.com. But yeah, he has this beautiful deck of artists, or sorry, a beautiful deck of I say artists because I'm looking at all these different beings. He's really good at channeling into 3D art, like galactic beings, and he made this Oracle deck and turned it into NFTs. So that's, I think, going to be a big opportunity as well in the future. Alexis is working on a very similar thing with her tarot deck in the works. Yeah, OpenSea.io. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you spelled it right. Yeah, OpenSea.io. Are we gonna break out more, guys? What do you think's gonna happen? You guys think it's gonna? Do you think it's gonna correct and come back down, or do you think like into this channel that we've been working within, or do you think? Okay, these are the three things I see. I see the highest potential. We just keep breaking out. We get a clean breakout. Second highest potential, I think we correct down a little bit, or not correct. I guess it would be the correct term would be working with the resistance here. So it's possible that we could, as we're encountering this resistance and the $1.65 plus level, that we get rejected and then maybe come back down to this $1.55 to 58 level as support potentially, and then see that support carry us back up. That's the second most likely. And then I guess third least likely in my mind would be like total rejection and coming back down into this area. But I don't see that happening unless Bitcoin takes a big plunge. This is fun, you guys. We got to do this more often. Just chill live streams with music. I might go get some herb. I've been going for like 4 hours. But I'm enjoying it. This gives me energy. Pump it up, chat. Oh, that was weird. Why did the music just shift so drastically? Then I gotta go check on it. Oh, maybe it's just the song ending. Well, that might have been the whole playlist ending. Oh, not quite. Oh, yes, it is. I guess it was only in an hour. Okay, let's try new music. No copyright music. Here we go. Deep House Radio. Hopefully that doesn't get us... Yeah, I guess we'll test it and see. Oh, no. Oh, yes. She's never gonna drown. Red Pill, can you please show us how to get to the Uphold beta? I don't know what you mean. Uphold beta? Do you just mean Uphold as in the website Uphold? If you go to uphold.com, or are you referring to the Flare Finance beta? Because that's a totally separate thing. Dump it. Don't dump it. Pump it. You take that back. Take it back, Andy. Just kidding. Harmony. Red Pill, I think you're referring to the Flare Finance beta I was talking to with limit order. I'm not totally sure what you mean, but I think you're referencing when I was talking about the Flare beta, which to get involved with the Flare beta, go to flr.finance. flr.finance and join their Discord group, and they will give you the full rundown on how to get in. That's true, Andy. I do want to buy more too. That's probably, that's part of that whole collective consciousness reason it hasn't totally pumped yet. I still have some goals I haven't met in my XRP accumulation. Although I'm way past where I initially thought I'd be. I gotta say that. Thank God for this lawsuit, because if it weren't for the lawsuit, my bag would not be as big as it is. And I'm sure same goes for you guys. Oh, not Flare. It was a week or so ago. Uphold beta. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, do you mean the, are you talking about like their new website interface? That, I might have referenced that as a beta. I noticed like a couple weeks ago when I logged on to Uphold, they had a beta new interface. I totally forgot about that though. Yep. Yeah, nice. Yeah. Thank you for jogging my memory on that. I didn't even remember that was a thing. It's funny because every time I go on Uphold, I haven't seen that new beta layout. So I don't know what happened to that. But yeah, when I did see it, it had way more of a kind of typical exchange layout with the potential for limit orders and stuff, which would be really cool. But I haven't seen it since that one time, which is strange. So I will keep you updated for sure on that. Sorry about my confusion with thinking you're talking about Flare. Okay, guys, I'm going to step away for a minute and go grab some sacred medicine, and I will be back in just a moment. Enjoy the music. All right, we back. Whew. Make sure you guys go sign up to my backup page, Divine Sovereign Beings. Should be the first link in the description below. Just prepping for if and when this page gets its third strike. I don't want to lose all you guys communication-wise. So Divine Sovereign Beings is my backup channel. If this channel gets taken down, I will be there. Hey, good to see you, Stacia. Red Pill. Guys, how much XRP represents in your crypto portfolio in percentage? 57% for you. I will say mine is a little higher percentage-wise than that. Even still, I look at my portfolio and I'm like, why is not 100% of this in XRP? I kick myself for selling XRP for silver a year ago. Silver is the only thing I've lost money on, which hopefully means that it's going to moon soon and, you know, we're going to make a bunch of money on silver. But I sold like 1,000 XRP for silver like last June-ish. And since then, XRP's only gone up and silver's gone down. And I was like, damn. But, you know, you win some, you lose some. Isn't it funny, though, that silver, with how shorted it is, the price is going down? Like, you can't even get silver, really. Now, it's really hard, and yet the price is going down and the demand is going up. It's violating the laws of basic economics. Johnny, 100%. I give you props. How does one buy silver? I bought mine through moneymetals.com. I think they might still have some available. Otherwise, you can get it from a local gold and silver distributor. I buy physical silver. I would recommend physical silver if you can over digital silver. Like you can through Uphold buy their digital silver, but to me, it's funny. When I came back from grabbing some magic, I brought a piece of silver back to show you guys. This is one of my favorite pieces. It is Horus. It's a 3-ounce piece of silver. It's one of the cool, unique ones I got. Even though it's like, you know, financially better, they say, to collect the junk silver because it's cheaper and you can melt it down. I like the collectible looking pieces. So when I invested in silver, I bought like unique look pieces, even though, you know, there's a little bit of a premium on them, but I liked it. So I have this Mayan piece of silver as well. You can't see it too well, but it's got the Mayan calendar on it. And then, yeah, my Horus one, which is probably my favorite. And then, actually, this one's probably my favorite. This is my first piece of silver ever. Shout out to Eric and Nancy from Hopewell Farms. They sent me this Bigfoot. I got a pretty big connection with the Sasquatch peoples. They're family. They're family, and that's why when I call David Schwartz a Sasquatch person, it's coming from like the endearing place of my heart, because the Sasquatch they're family, you know? They are us. They're our ancestors. Stacy, if your mom has a connection with Bigfoot, you probably do too. Tends to be familial and genetic. You were in Sedona 2018 December? That's awesome. Hey, if you are interested in coming, we're going to be holding this conference in late July in Sedona with 3 days of action-packed speakers, music, vendors, all sorts of awesome conscious energy and material and people. I just announced that today on the last live stream I did for the first time, so there's no official links or flyers or anything out there yet, but stay updated on this channel and subscribe to Divine Sovereign Beings, and that's where I'll be posting the promo for that event and the info. And then Alexis has also got her event coming up in, let me pull it up. If you guys want Space weather and Schumann resonance updates and news, ascensiondiaries.com. This is my lovely wife, her website, and she's got Schumann updates and all sorts of other related space weather and blog information and lots of good stuff. And so this is the event that she's going to be doing coming up May 24th to the 30th. This is going to be more of an open energy event. The group is loosely going to be meeting up at these places every day throughout the week, but nothing is formally planned or scheduled. There's no speakers. It's just purely the bliss and the joy of like meeting with people in a group and then discovery of what, you know, where the energies take you from there. But it's going to be all outdoor and open, and you can donate and get a ticket, but it's not necessary. And then in contrast to that, we have the July event, which is going to be a conference with speakers and music and like tons and tons of cool stuff. It's coming together so easily. I'm really excited for it. We've got like 80% of the speakers confirmed, and most of them we know personally, so it's just like that easy. And the first day we're gonna have like mainly like red pill material, the kind of conscious disclosure related material, everything from secret space program to crypto to red pill material when it comes to Great Awakening stuff. And that's going to be Friday. And then we have a rap, conscious hip-hop artist doing music Friday night. And then Saturday, we're going to have the galactic cosmic information. Some names that you probably would recognize on both Friday and Saturday and Sunday. They're all names you guys would recognize. And Saturday's that cosmic information with the dance party Saturday night that I will be partially DJing. And then Sunday, we've got the science and health and body kind of related info where we're going to ground all that information into the body. And I think that trifecta, I was really being guided to that. And I think that's really important because I've been to many, many events, many conferences and social spiritual gatherings and festivals. Like over the past decade, I've been to a ton, and I've been learning and researching and preparing to execute this myself and ourselves. And I've been learning a lot about like what I do and don't want, and that balance of having the really the mind, body, and spirit. Now that I think about it, the mind being the disclosure and that kind of related info that we need to disclose to the public, the red pills. Saturday, the spirit, the galactic cosmic information, and Sunday, the body, the health and the science and the physical side of things. So, show us venue photos. All right, you are right. That's a good idea. Okay, one sec. It's gonna be at the best venue in Sedona. It's called Sedona Creative Arts Center. Wait, Creative Life Center. Creative Life Center. So this is what it looks like. We actually just went to a friend's event here, and it just inspired and kickstarted us to really do it ourselves as well. And like I said, we've been planning. Alexis and I have been in the works planning this for a few years now, preparing, training really to like hold this kind of space. So it's really exciting to actually do this when it's been in our creative field for so long. And it really feels like now is the time, and everything is aligning so well. So this is an indoor like theater with this nice outdoor area for vendors and things like that. Beautiful views of the Sedona Red Rocks. Gorgeous like balconies you can stand on and see the Red Rocks. Really good vibe here. And the address is 333, so, you know, it has that going for it. And they've got a lot of cool events here in general. This is really the go-to event center for Sedona. It's really the biggest and most like available as far as the necessities for an event. So, yeah, stoked for that. Ryan, I'm trying to figure out what that emoji is. May something R bloom to the Moon Kings. It's so tiny on my screen. I can't see it. Computer's trying to update right now. Nope, we don't want to update. Let's not do that. We're doing stuff. I'm going sideways again. You know what's funny too? When I lost a lot of that money doing trades on Femex and doing leverage trades, I was mainly trading Bitcoin because I had invested in XRP a little bit, but I wasn't really confident or knowledge enough to trade it. So I was doing Bitcoin. And I realized one of the reasons, I feel that I was doing so poorly is because the Bitcoin market was really rigged. And rigged in ways that were really fucked up. Like, especially doing leverage trading, there would be huge dips that happened in like a span of a couple minutes, where it would be like a couple $1,000s sometimes. And it would be a super wick dip. But what it did is it liquidated everybody who had a leverage trade set up in that vicinity. So I would just be constantly getting wrecked because my chart analysis was pretty on point, but then the whales and the market manipulators would come in and do these huge dumps, which I was getting the vibe that they are connected to the exchanges and probably get paid off. Hey, we're pumping again. They probably get paid off to do these huge dumps, and then they make a profit from it. And that was happening to me a lot. And I've noticed it's different with XRP. XRP, although it does feel like there is some force managing the price, it's managing it in a friendly way that is welcoming to new investors and not in a crazy, scary, fucked up way like Bitcoin was doing, where it would just like wreck you if you didn't know what you were doing, if you weren't really like into it. And with XRP, it's like, I notice it follows these trends that markets are supposed to follow. Like when I was learning about markets and doing research into day trading and stuff over a year ago, all those kind of typical things I notice with XRP, like the typical signs and the like a bull flag or a back test or like whatever it is, a descending wedge or whatever it is. I don't even know all the terms, but with XRP, those patterns are much more noticeable and easy to take advantage of as a new investor. Whereas with Bitcoin, it's like they would lure people in with these patterns, and then market manipulators would do the opposite to mess with people and like take their money. I don't know. Have you guys experienced that at all? Looks like we might be getting out of this little resistance here. Isaiah said, thanks, good to see you here, man. He said, I made a gif of you smudging to clear my negative text messages. That is hilarious. I would like to see that gif. You should join the Telegram. Oh, wait, yeah, you're in it, aren't you? Post it in there. A couple people are saying they've been to Sedona Creative Life Center. Sweet. Yeah, it's a great place, and I befriended the event coordinator, so that is making it really accessible as well. It's like every piece of this thing is falling together so easily, from the speakers to like the venue to the energy, and I'm also like letting it breathe. I'm not trying to control it too much. I want it to become what it's meant to become without me putting too much pressure on what I want it to be. Livecoinwatch.com, huh? This is the one that Earthworth just posted in the chat. It's got some good stats. We're gonna drive all night. We're gonna run all the red lights, so baby turn it up. We're gonna drive all night. We're gonna run all the red lights, so baby turn it up. Wanna feel that. Red Pill says to Ryan that he's looking to become financially independent in 1 to 2 years with XRP, XDC, XLM. I think I'm right there with you, and I think it's going to happen sooner than we think. I think I'm definitely open to it being 1 to 2 years, but I feel like it could be sooner, especially with Flare. I think Flare is going to change. I think it's going to speed up the game way faster than we might realize. and kickstart the utility season potentially. And you got to think with Flare too, that Flare, not only is Ripple a partial investor in Flare, which is not, people don't really talk about that anymore, but Flare trusts XRP enough to have built their entire foundation basically on top of it by giving the XRP holders the Spark token, which is the core of the network. They basically, yeah. Rainfire. Stacia says, so we're thinking late June for Flare. They are telling us, the team is telling us publicly late June, early July is when we should expect it. So Zach has a theory of June 20th as a day for like XRP to Moon, I'm pretty sure. And then potentially Flare being the same day. Like, let's pop over to the Flare chart real quick. I like this song. So it's still chilling at over $2 and it went up to $2.25. So the fact that it's higher than XRP, man, I don't even know what's going to happen. I don't know. I hope it's going to be cheap enough to get some when it comes out. Like, you know, cheaper than 10 cents. Isaiah needs the Telegram link. I got you. For anyone that wants to join the Telegram group chat, I'll post the link right now. Yeah, Red Pill says once the SEC gates open, literally XRP could moon overnight. Yep, I think so. If not sooner. Like, it's so hard to tell when the SEC thing will happen. It's like every hearing or like, you know, public event now, people are like, oh, they're gonna get a settlement now. I don't feel like they're gonna settle. I feel like Ripple is in it to win. They're not in it to settle. And them winning could potentially take till the end of the year, but we could see crazy moons before that. Which, yeah, would accelerate things, especially when the SEC thing ends. Earth says the markets are likely going to crash in October or November. Black Swan event, that's when the ISO makes kings and queens. I like that. Kangs and quangs. And I'm pretty sure June 4th is the day that June 4th is the day maybe both sides have to have all their evidence gathered to move forward. I don't remember which side, but it might be both, which is also my birthday. So that's going to be pretty cool and interesting. Like if it does move forward or pump crazy on that day. I know Zach's birthday is this month. He's a Taurus. And he's like, well, it'd be pretty cool for my birthday if XRP mooned. And then my birthday is the month after that, June. I'm a Gemini. And if we were to just both get a great little birthday present, and anyone else whose birthdays are in that season, that would be pretty sweet. This music is so funny. They haven't done anything in the stream yet, though, so it's chill. How about we see $10 by June 4th? I would love that. But then part of me too is like, oh, but I still want it cheaper so that I can buy more later. And I think that's the part of me that's still manifesting the cheaper prices, you know? June 9th, awesome. Geminis. And Trump is a Gemini. I think he's June 14th, I think. June 14th. And who else? Kanye is a Gemini. Pence is a Gemini, but we don't talk about him because he might be a bad. But maybe he's not. Maybe he's a good guy playing a double agent role. I mean, he's a Gemini. They're pretty good at that. Who else is Gemini? Gemini season, let's see, Taurus season, of course, is the bull, and it's Taurus is very like grounded and stable, so that makes sense with finances. And then I saw recently someone describe Gemini season as being the season of like expressing yourself. So if we're talking energetically, going from the steady, stable, financially abundant to the expression of that would see, to me, I feels like money moving around, like liquidation, like markets moving, like in a good way. So energy wise, I can totally see that happening just astrologically. It's so cool too that like for the kind of great awakening community to have XRP is such a blessing, not even in the typical sense of, you know, the greatness that it will bring and the expansions and everything, but in the acute sense of like it gives us something to look forward to every day. And that was something that a lot of people didn't have when, you know, a lot of the 17 stuff was getting into its more intense stages of confusion and personal insight and looking within for answers rather than externally. And I think a lot of people, myself included, got spun out on some of the external stuff and waiting for external stuff. And you know, that could even apply with XRP and this whole QFS and relying on an external thing. We shouldn't rely on these things externally to be our problem solvers. Like we should go within and find the balance and the Zen nature within that will attract that stuff. But this gives everybody like this new beautiful happy thing to wake up to, and it's not some like speculative thing like, oh, on this date is this going to happen, and we all get excited for the date, and then the universe throws us a curveball and triggers us and things don't play out exactly how we wanted them to based on our expectations. But with this, it's not speculation, right? Like we're all dancing, sitting here right now looking at the price going up, and those of us that are in it are like, wow, like, you know, this is a tangible thing. Like, you know, if you wanted to, you could go spend that right now. You could go buy a new car or something if you want. Obviously, there's reasons why we probably wouldn't do that responsibility-wise and for the long term. But to have that tangible thing to wake up to every day and be excited about and continue manifesting coming from within, like, you know, we control the timeline. That's so true. We're doing this. We're not relying on anything external to create our reality for us. We are creating the reality and we're making it what we want it.
I waited patiently.
Earth says, this is dope. Last time XRP was pumping, we were having dinner. Yep, yep. Yeah, I can't wait till more of us get to hang out in the physical too. I've already got to meet some people like Jay and some other people, and I really feel like that, you know, not just saying this because this is going to be our event, but that this event that we're going to be hosting, I just keep hearing like Ascension Party, and it could be the moment that so many of us that have been looking for in the physical like types of connections, more tangible connections and like community, really create that for people. And that's a big intention of mine in holding this space. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you're not subscribed. Drop a like. Share in a group maybe if you're feeling called. We're so close. Just gonna stream all day. 24 hours. I need a better chair. Pump it. Pump it, pump it, pump it. I don't know if you guys saw, but I made the thumbnail for this video. Jesus. Looking out over a beautiful Paradise Valley. Just felt like the right vibe. Bring in that Christ consciousness abundance. That's what we want. Oh, Isaiah, you're a DJ? Sweet. Can you buy Flare through BitTrue with a debit card? Depending where you live. If you're in the States, no. If you're not in the States, you might be able to. What I do is I buy XRP on Uphold, and I'll send the XRP to my BitTrue account on my phone. You have to use the phone app. The website won't work if you're in the States. Just don't sign up for a real account. Like don't get verified on the phone app. Just do the basic like email, phone number, name thing, and send your XRP there, and then swap the XRP into USDT and then into Flare. Pretty sure, because I don't think there's a direct pairing. There might be though. There might be a direct XRP BitTrue pair. Let's check. I mean, sorry, XRP Flare, not XRP BitTrue. Oh, there is. So yeah, you can just send your XRP to BitTrue and then just swap it directly into Flare. Booch and Buds. That's a good event name. I like that. There was an event here the other night, Thursday or something, in Sedona called Gong and Bong, and I didn't go. It was too last minute, but it was a cool concept. I guess it was like everyone smokes, and then it's a sound bath with gongs. Gong and Bong. Skew. My personal Recommendation, wait till Flare launch. There'll be a lot of dumping by free airdrop folks. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of waiting for too. I'm hoping. The thing is, it's also risking it, because if Flare gets so hyped and people understand it by the time the network launches, then people who hold Flare will want, there's going to be incentive to immediately take it off exchanges and stake it to make an income. Like, and anyone who holds it that knows they can make an income on it will probably sell it. I mean, sorry, will probably want to stake it, but at the same time, there will definitely be people who like just don't give a crap and they're just gonna sell it, make a quick buck, which is where we will benefit for sure. I have a feeling it's gonna be like it may start off at one point, jump really high, like maybe a couple bucks, and then come crashing down to like cents, and then that's when we can buy, and then it's gonna go up for good again. It's kind of my intuition, but we don't know. So I gotta look more into this that you posted, Earthworth. Alexis, I guess, just made an account. So is it basically like PayPal, but you can also accept crypto and other things like PayPal? And then do you have full sovereignty in the sense that like I could move XRP to and from there? Or is it like PayPal where they make you keep it on there? Pretty cool. I'm surprised I hadn't heard about this. Thank you for sharing this. By the way, I want to apologize to anyone who may have emailed me a couple weeks back about crypto sessions. My email got like crazy swamped with, I don't even know what happened, just like millions of links. And I think I lost a few conversations of people who had wanted sessions like a month and a half back. So if that's you and you're like, hey, why didn't you ever get back to me? Just reach out to me again at either that email or whatever social media. And I'm going to be going through there again and looking through all those. So if you are also, if you're not a part of that, but you're interested in a crypto coaching session, I'm basically going through the basics with people. I mean, you can be at any experience level and we can have a session. We could talk about whatever. But the majority of people coming to me have been to help set them up with the basics of their accounts and the things that, kind of typical obstacles you run into and questions that you have when you are getting into crypto. So that's what I've been doing. Just reach out to me for specifics about that. And it's donation based. And yeah, so if that calls to you, just let me know. Smokey says, you're still on? Oh my God, you're getting it today. We're getting it. We're watching it pump. It's been fun. I mean, I'd probably just be sitting here doing this anyway, so I might as well record myself and put it out there to the world and have the community to hang out with, talk to. 168 on Live Coin Watch? Bro, is that the one you sent me? Holy crap. Oh my gosh, it is 168. Wow, look at that difference. I think they call that arbitrary trading. Might be saying that wrong. Arbitrary, like it's arbitrary, where people will go between exchanges and like create the market balance between like 168 and 165. And that's where you can literally do that with XRP. There's much more, I don't know if arbitration ability, if that's even a real sentence. in the sense that, like, okay, if you were going to try to do that, if you noticed a price difference with Ethereum between two exchanges, not only would you have to pay a buttload, but you could be waiting 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes plus to get your money to the other exchange. But with XRP, it's instant. So for people who are doing that, it's easier. Now, I don't know with this particular, I don't know if this is actually an exchange or if this is just like a coin market cap. But for between exchanges, it's actually, there is potential if you're fast enough, or maybe if you write a bot. By the way, are there any bot experienced programmers out there? Are there any bots out there? No. Are there any programmers who are, I don't know, experienced or potentially would have the potential ability to code a bot, trading bot? Because I have a really solid idea for a particular kind of trading bot for particular kinds of trades that I think could do really, really well. And so yeah, if you're a programmer and you think you could write it, just reach out to me and we could just, you know, I'll give you the idea, you can write the bot, and then we can both use the bot for profit. And that's teamwork. Thank you, Pleroma. Thank you, Pleroma. Arbitrage. Yep. Wand Chain. I have heard out Wand Chain. I gotta check that out more too. I got a 3-cent arbitrage once with XDC between exchanges. Wow, for XDC, that's great. 3 cents is a huge percentage of what that would have been. Just opened BitTrue randomly, and there's a coin called Cake. Oh, is that Pancake? That must be Pancake. I'm so excited to tell you guys who's going to be speaking at this conference. I probably could tell you a few people, but just for the sake of uniformity, I'm gonna wait. But maybe in like a week or less, we can begin announcing speakers and people involved. And yeah, for people just joining, this is where the event is going to be. It's a beacon for consciousness. Literally says that on the website. How many venues do you know say that? As above, so below. As within, so without. And I've worked with this space several times, and I can validate that it is indeed. It's good as, like, you know, the event producer to be able to know that a space is going to be solid, like energetically, because I've been to events where the event producers were not in sync with their spiritual connection to the land, and sometimes it's not always a harmonious meeting when, you know, hundreds or thousands of people show up to a piece of land that wasn't so welcoming. But like, having personally worked with this land here before and recently too, like, it's ready. It's ready for people's energy and for priming and seeding consciousness.
You should know.
Thanks, Johnny. Hope to see you there. Peace, peace. Later, Red Pill. Thanks for hanging out. Enjoy your dinner. Billy Carson. No, but that would be, you know, I do know people that know Billy. That is potential, especially for future. I have worked with David before. Oh, I just saw that Gaia, you know, I don't really watch Gaia that much anymore, to be honest, but there is one show, that initiation show with Mateus Stefano. I think they just put out a season 3. I might have to go binge that. I really enjoyed the first 2 seasons of that, particularly like season 2, where they really got into the genetics of the races that seeded life here, and like, you know, what we would call the Anunnaki and those types of beings. Rip one, brah. Everyone join in on the medicine. If you partake, if you don't, no worries. Yeah, he is on another level. He's really cool. He that series. Oh, we're getting a dump. We're getting a dump. Oh no, it's a dump. Dump it. Dump it. And his accent is sweet. Yeah. Yeah, he's soothing to listen to. Yeah, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, the show is on Gaia. It's called Initiation, and the host is, his name is, I think, Mateus De Stefano, I believe. Oh, Isaiah, you've had a blue avian experience. Nice. Yeah, I would love to hear about that. That's me too. We can share experiences. Soul fam. Yeah, so in that show on Gaia, he talks about it's mainly based on his past life memories from living in Atlantis, which, you know, if off the bat that doesn't interest you, then it's not for you. But if it calls to you, like personally, it resonated with a lot of my own understandings and memories and all that kind of stuff. So it was really cool. It's like getting a different piece of the puzzle and being able to fit it in with your own piece of the puzzle. And I really think that we each have a piece of the puzzle when it comes to these mysteries to unlock about the past and the present and the future and our different experiences. And yeah, it'd be cool. I'd love to hear more about people's experiences. It'd be cool to do some kind of live stream call-in type thing where people can call in with their experience, whether it be like galactic or paranormal or with God or Jesus or whatever your experience has been. Everybody's got something to share. I think at the conference we may do some kind of open mic type sharing too. I think that's important. And people have stuff to say. They need to get it out there. There's some very important things that people are keeping in because they're either self-conscious or they don't think that people want to hear their message. And sometimes there's some real amazing diamonds that are being just tucked away, waiting to be shown. Claudette says she has a tiny crush on Mateus. It's funny, every time people write Mateus, I keep seeing Mantis. I keep reading it as Mantis. Maybe he's a Mantis being. Alfredo, in the 5-minute time scale, any fall will seem like a dump. Yeah. Yeah, if we zoom out to the hour, we got a little pullback. Little baby pullback. So that answers that with what the predictions were for earlier. Remember, number 1 was it keeps going parabolic. Number 2 was it corrects and then probably finds support. And again, I'm no chart analyst. I'm just a guy who likes looking at this stuff, and I'm putting my own 2 cents out there, but I am by no means, I don't really know what I'm doing when it comes to looking at charts and telling people the analytics of it. I'll leave that to people like Blockchain Backer and other chart, people who call themselves chart analysts and who have actually been doing it for a good amount of time. I like Moon Lambo. If you guys ever watch Moon Lambo, he does a really good job at like speaking his truth and his opinion, but then keeping total humility and being like, I'm just a guy on the computer. You don't even know if I'm wearing pants. You probably shouldn't take advice from me because you don't know if I'm wearing pants or not, which is true. You don't know if I'm wearing pants. I am wearing pants though. Sweats, if sweats are pants. What are y'all's thoughts on silver? When do y'all think the market will pop? I don't know. I feel like probably soon, but soon is a word that is thrown out there a lot. But it would make sense that it would happen before or at the same time as crypto, I would think. Or, as XRP, I should say. The utility run, I should say. For altcoins. I like that saxophone. Can't wait to get more musicians together too. I guess I could call myself a musician. I don't really like calling myself a musician because I don't put myself out there as like a musician or as a music artist, but I've been involved with music, and music's been a very intimate part of my life since like 5th grade when I joined band and played trumpet, and then I did baritone in middle school, and then I did marching band and tuba, sousaphone all throughout high school, and music has just always been a part of my life since then. And I'm really excited for when we start having these like bigger events and parties where musicians in particular can come together and like, I find myself wanting to make music but not making music that much because the community isn't there. And music's fun by yourself, but it's not the same as when you have like a group, a solid community of musicians that it's an art, that it's a symbiosis that you all work with together. You inspire each other. Pants doesn't equate to credibility though, does it? Damn, that must be what I'm doing wrong. Maybe no pants means credibility. Maybe that's the secret. Moon Lambo's voice sounds like Edward Snowden. What if he is Edward Snowden? He calls himself Matt, but who knows? Prices are rising and inflation is starting to hit in a lot of the market, with rent still on hold and taxes apparently due this month. Yeah, I like that. Taxes apparently due this month. The market could turn. I was hearing in Canada, I think I was saying this on the last stream, but I was hearing in Canada that like you couldn't even, people are not able to pay their taxes or something like that. Like I don't know the details, but I was hearing loosely that there were some issues with the tax collection service in Canada. Like, people were upset because they wanted to file and they couldn't file, which is ironic. More sax vibes. You guys ever see Sax Squatch? I was trying to remember the name. Sax Squatch? That's a great channel. It's the Sasquatch that plays sax with his loop station. This song is funny. This was literally just a random playlist. It's kind of hit or miss here. Silver has a karma to it. It goes up when society is in distress. Ooh, I like that. That's fascinating. I really like that. Interesting. So what does that mean? What would cause the distress? A market crash? A black swan market crash event where then people are like, oh shit, we need silver. I like that. Karma. I do, someone was asking earlier about physical silver versus digital silver, and the main reason I would say physical silver, even over just that, it's physical, is the energy behind it. Like, to be able to play with sacred metal like that is, it's got energetic qualities to it that, crypto, you don't have the same kind of tangible. It's like a crystal, silver is like a crystal. And I work with it in the same way that I work with my crystals. Like, I put intention to it. I pray over it. I like just do energy work with it and talk to it and like receive from it. And yeah, you can't quite get that from crypto, but crypto, I would say, does have a consciousness to it. Crypto does have an energy field to it, particularly XRP. Like, even just as a personal experiment, if you're wanting to practice your own like attunement type abilities, psionics, some people might say, tap into the field around Bitcoin versus the field around XRP, and you will probably notice a big difference in polarity, or just, yeah, I'm curious what you guys would see. Yeah, Joyful Diamond, I agree with your comment. That's why when people ask me about that, they're like, how do we do, that? I don't even want to say the word because it like invokes the energy of even enabling it. But when people ask me about that with crypto, I'm like, sorry, I'm not the person to ask. That's your journey. And people have different truths, with that word and that agency, and some people believe they need it, and some people believe that it's totally fabricated and that you don't need it at all and nothing will happen if it doesn't really have any power over you. Sure, it exists, but does it have power over you? And that's a personal truth. It's different depending on who you ask. Based Squatch. Interesting, Rage. It said, I heard that with skyscrapers, when the tallest skyscraper is being built in a location, it's a sign of an economic collapse on its way. So what was that in reference to? I might have missed a comment. Is there a particular skyscraper? Makes me think of the one in Dubai. I don't remember what that's called. The Burj Khalifa, I think. Oh yeah, Pleroma says the runic analysis that was posted in the Telegram group of XRP was fascinating. That was really cool. It was like a breakdown of if you take the XRP symbol and you were to spell it in runes. It was this whole breakdown about what it stands for, and it was like, I don't remember particularly, but it was like abundance and prosperity type energies. Silver. Got a letter from Job Biden today. Didn't know he pretended to work there too. Does Biden croak or does the market crash? That's funny. It feels like so much is in potential. Like anything could happen, you know? Makes me think of like in the Law of One, they talk about Edgar Casey, and they talk about why Edgar Casey, why if he was tapped into real fields of truth, why his prophecies didn't always come true. And Ra, who is the entities being channeled on the Law of One, they basically explain that no prophecies can ever be 100% true, essentially because of timeline flux and timeline potentiation, and that there isn't ever one timeline that is the one that will happen no matter what. There's always a potentiation of different timelines, and it's when people tap into the Akashic records, which is basically what they said he was tapping into, they are usually tapping into the most prominent timeline. Sometimes they're tapping into more random timelines, which is where you get even more obscure stuff, but it is based in a truth. It's just more obscure. But like with Casey, he was tapping into the primary timelines, and even though that generally comes true, it doesn't always come true. And so that's where it's like I try to feel that energy out with like the present moment and where we're going and what timelines are in potentiation and what sort of butterfly effects would spur things to happen to throw another timeline in the game or anything like that. And I don't even know anymore. Like it's like every time I tap into it, I feel a different kind of thing, but I feel the potential of a big market crash, but not necessarily. Like I feel that is a potential that could happen at any moment, but might not happen. And you know, either one is still just as good of a timeline. It's just things playing out differently. And it's like one timeline is the market crash where it's very sudden and very like in your face, and it's like, all right, this is inevitable, this is what's happening, now we have to make changes to overcome. And that would be like market crash and whatever else comes with a market crash. But the other timeline that I feel is it's what I think years ago people like Corey Good and Wilcock were calling the partial disclosure timeline. And it's a timeline that a lot of these alliance white hat groups do want, but not all of them, but a lot of them do want. And it involves a slow transition to the new age and new way of doing and understanding over a course of potentially decades, with several choreographed steps that they've planned to roll out what would be disclosure of the financial sector, of galactics, of our spiritual capabilities, of our true history of all this stuff. But like there is a timeline where it comes crashing down really fast, and there is a timeline where that involves like galactics coming here in physical ships. This is what I've seen. The alternative being the slow rolled out version that takes a long time, that is smooth. That's the plus side to it, is it's smooth. It's really smooth for the people that are still asleep. And it's still going to be jarring in ways like, you know, there's going to be key steps like this pandemic and whatever else may come that has been planned by various groups to kind of go through a stage of awakening of the collective. But if I had to guess, even though I love white hats and I love, you know, smoothness, and I love people waking up in a stable way, easy way, I have a feeling that the universe might have another thing planned for us. and that you know, beyond what the military and what starseeds and what we are all even maybe consciously aware of is possible. And I can't even begin to guess like what that would be, but I just have a feeling that if they do try to roll out the, you know, potentially 50-year, 70-year partial disclosure or like slow disclosure timeline, that there's going to be just some unplanned for cosmic anomalies that shift that plan a little bit, if you know what I mean. Let's look at the beach for a little bit. Yeah, that's where I'm trying to go. I'm trying to go here. Paroma says, what is my relationship history with the Law of One series? They were like probably the biggest catalyst for my like deepest levels of awakening. I started to awaken when I was in college and I was doing engineering, and I was waking up to like the technical side of things, like secret space program type information, because I had professors who were, you know, looking back on it, involved in that kind of stuff, and were disclosing it in ways, you know, that people like me could tell. And so that whole secret space program disclosure brought me over to kind of the spiritual galactic ET side of things. And that's when I found the Law of One, and I just like really resonated with it, really dove into it. Yeah, it's really deep for me. I feel very connected. And I think a lot of people who read that book are, and that was the purpose of it. That's why it was here, not to wake up like random people who wouldn't understand it, but to wake up particular people who were called to it for information. Yes, picking ripe tropical fruits off the trees right by beach. That's right. Ugh. I do already have, I will admit, I have a couple beach houses or properties in Hawaii picked out in the perfect place that I've already like aligned energy wise is exactly where I want to be. And my manifestation intention is to have property and have the fruits and the land and eating off the land, and not needing to be reliant upon the traditional ways of the system, and being able to have that beautiful balance of like, you know, we're gonna be millionaires if not more, and but still living really humble and like off the land and like things that you don't need money to do, right? And that's the beauty of the polarity of both, is that the money is not about like the power, it's about the empowerment that you get to create for your friends and your family and your community and your loved ones, and the sustainability of like living on off-grid and with the land should go very hand in hand with that. And that's where the traditional elite, you know, light have deviated from that, and money for them and wealth has been about separation from cosmic energy and separation from one another and status and all that stuff. And it's that's not that way it's not that way anymore. And now it's about connecting people and bridging energies and communities and ideas. And we are going to have an amazing earth, you guys. We already do. It's getting better every day. Has Ra talked about the singularity energy? Not in terms of singularity of anything technological, if that's what you mean. I just say that because that's what I think of when I think of like the singularity. I mostly hear it in terms of like AI. But if you mean in terms of source energy and like the singular energy of everything and the all is one, like the law of one, then 100% that's the main message of what they are presenting, is the unified field of reality, and that it brings this, very kind of, I was going to say feminine, but maybe it's not feminine, but these things that typically the masculines in our matrix wouldn't be receptive to, like understandings of spirituality and metaphysics on a deeper, more intimate level. And it takes that, presents it in a way that divine masculines can really integrate and appreciate and embody. And I'm not saying it doesn't like work well or it's not a good read for women. I know lots of women who love the law of one, but I found that it's like the men are more attracted to it, I think, just because of the way that they speak and the energy that is presented. It's more of a divine masculine type energy. That's what I've noticed. But yeah, the whole thing is about like the unity of all and the illusion of polarity, but also the reality of polarity and how polarity and unity are connected and are the same. Rage says, my only issue with Hawaii is if shit hits the fan or volcanoes, you're stuck on an island, unless there's a boat. Yeah, that's mainly why I don't want to live on the Big Island, because that's the Big Island is all the volcanoes, but it's still beautiful. I really want to go to the Big Island. But living-wise, I think this is why I want my own aerospace company where we're not going to be limited by traditional travel anymore. We're going to be able to provide affordable cosmic level transport to, hopefully the average person would be the goal. But revolutionizing transportation and, having like a little anti-gravity vehicle that is smaller than your car, like maybe even the size of a bike, or as big as like an RV or a house, space yacht. That's one thing that Alexis in particular is all about, space yacht, and I'm on that team too. Like space yacht in a very literal sense. There's even the scene in the Han Solo Star Wars movie, the newer one, where there's a boat and it's like a cruise ship and it just drives off this waterfall and then just flies into space. And we were like, yes, that is the closest depiction of what we've seen the space yacht being. And space yacht's literally a yacht in space, party cruise in space. So that's the vibe I'm going for. And in that sense and in that reality, we don't have to worry about natural disasters on that kind of level, because we are sovereign and we can just move. We're not stuck. But for now, yeah, boat would probably be good. Down for a boat. It's gonna melt faces. The meek shall inherit the earth, says Pleroma. Meek, gentle or mild of temper, forbearing under injury or annoyance, humble, unassuming. So this is the 5-minute chart again. Oh no. Smokey says, have you seen about the vaccine and having it have to go from island to island in Hawaii? No. Do you mean, wait, you mean like you need it to go from island to island? Okay, I'm manifesting my way there, but when I arrive, I'm not going to have to play by any of these rules. So I don't know if that means it's going to be changed by then, or if we're just going to be on different timelines than the people who have to do this. But I plan on having full sovereignty when I'm there, meaning I can just go wherever I want, whenever I want. And I don't mean that in like, I'm just going to charge in and like, no, like it comes from a place of divine connection and entitlement to the earth, really. Like entitlement is a word that gets thrown around a lot lately. But entitlement in a way that we are the humans of this earth. We are the stewards of this earth, and especially those that are feeling called to fulfill the steward position are going to be welcomed into these places. So I'm not just going to charge in and be like, this is, I'm going to not follow any of the rules. But in my manifesting my way there, part of my manifestation is that it's going to be really easy, smooth, and it's going to welcome me in and whoever else, you know, and we're not going to have to play by these old rules. So we're going to be able to make the 5D cities, the 5D paradise. Like Hawaii needs that, you know, the islands need that. And there's people on the islands now who are already doing that, and they're already, you know, fighting that oppression. And I say Hawaii is a good example, but this is everywhere, every country. We're all going through this. You've been going to a party called Space Yacht for years? That's so interesting. Yeah, now that you say that, I think someone told me a little, like a couple weeks ago or something, that there is like a dance or like a rave event group or something called Space Yacht, like based in San Francisco, or are they based in LA? How much XRP is the minimum requirement for a posh space life? Spice life. I think 1 will go pretty far, honestly. If you've got one, you're going to be way more ahead than most people. But I would say probably get at least 20, because that's how much you need to have it in a wallet sovereignly right now. So I could tell people that. 20. Nice, CH. I've been looking a lot at Maui, and it seems more chill on Maui than it does other places. I might be totally wrong. Could be totally wrong. But there's a real estate agent I follow, and he's always cruising around Maui on his like one wheel, and he never wears a mask, and he's always like out in public and doing stuff, and sometimes security guards are yelling at him for the one wheel, but I've never heard them call him out for a mask. So that's a bonus. All the islands call to me so much. It's wild. I feel very connected to Pele and that whole part of the world. And Sedona. And they say Sedona and Hawaii are connected. I've met so many people who have lived in both, particularly Maui and Sedona, both. And I think that there's literal portals here. I've gotten the vibe that there's energetic portals, but there's also like physical portals. And, you know, maybe that's a lot of our pathway there. Not by plane, but by portal. Space yacht. That's cool. That's a good synchronicity. Roma says, reclaim your birth certificate, reclaim your birthright as a private citizen through change of status, and liberate yourself from the Babylonian money magic system. Are you knowledged in that? Are you like well versed in that? Because I'm kind of looking to talk to someone who actually knows that process, as at least as far as like change of status, and the whole birth certificate potential and the straw man account. I had an idea, or I don't even know, download idea. I think more so idea than download. But that part of the, so I'm sure most of you guys have heard of like these straw man accounts with potentially, they say, billions of dollars in them per person, which are these interest built up in these accounts that were prescribed to our name when we were babies. And then there's the whole thing about being lost maritime at sea. Sure, most of you guys have heard that. And I know people personally who have, you know, years ago, back when this was kind of newer info and they didn't block you from doing it, people who manifested, I say manifested, I don't know why I said that, but it's true. People who manifested getting it to work, and they actually bought like stuff with it. Like they bought like a laptop, and other people bought like a Tesla. But some people say that there are literally billions of dollars in these accounts. And the idea that I had was, what if they use these accounts as a way to give people universal basic income, like Mr. Poole talks about. Mr. Poole's talked about universal basic income, and that's where earlier I was saying I think it's probably more so going to be through DeFi and like Flare and crypto that we get our universal basic income, not the government. But what if they do go the government route, and it comes from these strawman accounts with billions of dollars, but instead of just being like, hey, I'm going to give you, you know, $1 billion, you know, I'm going to give every American $1 billion, which could be pretty crazy. What if they pay it out like monthly, and they're like, okay, this is your new UBI, and everyone gets 5,000, 10,000, maybe even like 50,000, 100,000, I don't know, who knows, a month out of their strawman account. I see more like a couple thousand, like under 5,000, but that seems like a possibility. Like if they were going to go about bringing out these accounts and disclosing them and, you know, actually giving them back to people, that would probably be the safest way to do it, so as to avoid like crazy, I don't even know what would happen if you gave every American millions or $1 billion. It would just be chaos. Or maybe it would be amazing. I don't know. Maybe everyone would just like buy things, and then the economy would just skyrocket. Everyone would buy crypto. If everybody put it in crypto, we would be very rich. Maybe that's how XRP is going to get to these levels of like, you know, 100,000, a million. I think one exchange had a $5 million glitch. So if XRP was to ever be a $5 million, that sounds like unfathomable. But if, you know, there's millions to $1 billion per person in just America in these strawman accounts, and those were made open and available, XRP could actually maybe go that high if, you know, if it was the global bridge reserve. It's time to toke it up if anyone wants to join. Medicine time. Feel free to join. They pay it out over time, then it can earn them interest just like crypto and DeFi. Yeah, that would work. And Paroma, you've been educating yourself for a few weeks. Yeah, if you're not already in the Telegram group, join that. Let me know if you need the link again, and you can post your links in there. I'm sure more people than just me would love to know more about that. There's a great community in there. If you guys aren't on the Telegram group, there's a great community of like, I think there's like 144 people in the chat right now. And then there's a little more than that in the normal page, but the normal page is just my posts. The chat is like my posts plus everybody. Telegram's kind of weird the way it does it, but some people just not ready. Let's go to the hour chart. So it's pretty healthy, I would say, based off of my, you know, not so experienced chart analysis. but I know a little bit, and from what I know, it seems pretty healthy for it to correct, you know, most of the extension that it originally pumped, or get as close as it can. Earthwood said, are you sure that $5 million was for USD? Yeah, you're right. Now that you say that, I think I remember someone pointing out that it was for US dollar, but I think, you know what, I don't completely remember. It might have been because the transaction comparison was not to $1 US, but to like a couple pennies, which would make the initial asset look way higher than it should be. Wait, I don't know if that makes sense, but that might have been it. But I think it also might have just been from the fact that it on BTC, I think it's btcright.com or something. This is when I saw myself for several days. It went to 50,000 for several days, and I think I'm trying to remember the math someone did. Somehow they got a 5 million price because they were like, somebody bought one. I don't even remember. There was something weird about it. But look at this, 1.6666. It's a lot of sixes. 24-hour high. That's interesting. It's the Great Spirit talking through. 666 doesn't have to be a bad number. You know, we got to take it back. All numbers are divine. It's just how you use it. Pretty sure 6 is the number of connection and family, if I'm not mistaken. And what would they do to subvert that? Of course, make it a Satanist thing, and which is all about separation of family and stuff. But I think in its pure form, 666 is like connection and love and family. That curve is way too pretty, though. That is. It's pretty. It's pretty pretty. Woo. I mean, judging by how bullish that curve was, my guess would be that we are gonna, after it finishes correcting, we are gonna see it pump out relatively quickly. Like, I don't see it being this many hours again. This is the hourly chart, so each one of these candles is 1 hour. But you know, that's pretty solid for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. It was parabolic, green. Now we're in a second hour of our correction, and then, you know, it could come all the way down here and I wouldn't even really be like alarmed. But if it dips below here, that's when, you know, I mean, I guess we could maybe see a correctional dip, a steeper one down to here, and that could even be kind of normal because it never really corrected from this initial pump. So that's just, I don't know, that's my amateur analysis / intuition. Yeah, Earthworth, some other kind of version of the 50,000. I think, I want to say someone saw the 50,000 and they're like, oh, it was like 0.001 XRP for 50,000, and so it was like 5 million or something. But I don't know. If you guys are here and you haven't subscribed to my backup page yet, please go and subscribe to Divine Sovereign Beings as my backup page. Link is down below.
just can't happen. It's running through my head, the things I could have said, and now I'm trying to get you off my mind. Why you gotta be so beautiful, so beautiful?
So Livecoin says high of 169 for the day. Where's the all-time high? And it has it at almost a 2.5 cent difference between the current price on here and the current price on here. I wonder what coin market cap says. $1.61. Yeah, it looks like Livecoin has the highest price. Oh, someone says, my stream would be more enjoyable without the background music. Well, I can turn it down for sure if it's loud. I have it on because I'm not talking too much. But it is noted. Thank you for the note. It's the first time I've tried using background music. When I watch the playback, I'll have to see how loud it is. If it's like too much. And I'll have to curate. I am a DJ, so I'll have to curate some better playlists. This is just some random royalty-free mix. I do think I'm gonna wrap things up here soon. I am getting a little tired after almost 6 hours of streaming. It's a long time. But it's worth it. Gonna go eat some gnocchi. It's a beautiful life. Take her word for it. All right, well, we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm pretty pooped, so I am gonna scooch on out of here. It was great hanging out with you guys. Thank you, especially to everybody who has been here like the majority of the time. I don't even know how you did that. Earthworth and Rage and a couple of other people, Smokey. But thank you everyone who's here now and who's hanging out. It was fun. And we will see you next time. Peace out.